Here we go, Off the Edge with me, your host, Cam Jordan. I'm Cam Jordan, and I'm here to tell you we've got work to do. But we'll get into that later. I just want to say thank you for tuning in, tapping in with the pod. I'm super excited to have one of my OGs, a big dog, a guest of mine, a man who's won a Super Bowl, a man who's been a pass rusher in the NFL, not only with the Steelers for a number of years, but the Raiders and the Cards. And I want to talk about that because, the Cards is a hometown team. But the ultimate pro, a Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, an all-pro. He did so much in between the lines. After he got off the field, he sort of took a new approach to life. More to talk about it. Welcome in my dog, OG, Big Wood, LaMarr Woodley. Appreciate you tapping in, big dog.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on here, man. And I've been watching your career from the beginning. You coming to the football camps and just seeing you doing your TV thing. You've been doing a lot of great things on and off the field, in the community as well. So people recognize that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you had me come up to the camp. And the Sag Nasty, a big good old Saginaw, Michigan. Back in 2011? I appreciate you, big dog. You put me on game early, bro. And then we sort of, went off to the races. Of course, we could talk about everything that happens, but how in tune are you into football now that, you're quote unquote retired or you really got this avenue behind the lens? But do you still watch? You still watch the Steelers? Who do you root for?
I was a Steelers fan before I got drafted there. So luckily when I got drafted there, it was just truly a blessing. And I try to watch it here and there, but it's tough watching the game. I'm not really into football as much as I used to. I guess I'm more into like that, thinking about the players' transition off the field. But yesterday, I took time to watch that game when Pittsburgh played Minnesota. I did watch that.
Good old Aaron Rodgers tossing that tater at 42 years old. Spinning at that. You saw he wanted no parts of that tush push.
Hey, he wanted no parts of that, but I'll tell you what, I think it was maybe 3rd and 9, and Aaron Rodgers couldn't find nobody to throw it to, and he took off running. I was like, get down. Once he got the first down, and what happened? Somebody hit him, ball came out, and luckily that offensive lineman was there to retrieve the ball. But at 41, 42,
in his 40s, you know what? But he's still showing that he's willing. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like he's still willing. He's like, yo, I've only got one Super Bowl. He clearly wants another one. And he's in the AFC, where the AFC is super strong. Where you got teams, like the Bills, like the Chiefs. You got perimeter. I mean, actually, it's sort of wide open after that. You probably just got the Bills right now.
Yeah, and the Bills is a team that you don't want to go and play in January. It gets cold out there in Buffalo, and those fans are going to be out there. And as you see, some of the years that they had to cancel and move some games because of the snow. So I wouldn't want the Bills to have home field advantage in that wintertime. And luckily, y'all didn't have to go in there and play them in December or January.
No, get them early. Get them early. I mean, this idea of the Steelers, right? You say you're what, 4 hours away from the Steelers and being in Detroit?
Yeah. About 3.5, 4 hours away, about an hour flight. So I'm close to home. Both of my homes are here.
Gross. Just the idea of snow is just gross to me, dog. Like I don't get how you can be like, you know what, this is home and it's snowing outside. You like, I gotta go shovel a driveway. That's just ridiculous.
When you born here, you've been here your entire life. I went to the University of Michigan, got drafted to Pittsburgh, so I've pretty much been in cold my entire life. It's only a couple months of it, and after that, when that spring and that summertime come, you really appreciate it because you don't see that.
Right. You actually you truly appreciate every hot day. I expect hot days to be my norm, and if it's anything below 75, I'm sort of ticked off. But that being said, did you check out the Aaron Rodgers' former team, the Packers and the Cowboys? Good old Micah Parsons. Back to, back playing against Dallas, and they end up in a tie, overtime.
I was looking forward to that game, Cam. I'm going to tell you what. I was looking forward to the game because I was looking at who was going to get the last laugh.
Right.
That's the only reason I was looking at it. Everybody had a reason. Of course, it was a big-time historical game between two historical teams playing against each other. Sunday night football, everybody's watching, everybody's seeing what happened early on this year between Dallas and Parsons. So I was like, man, I can't wait to see that post-game reaction. Like, he's like, Jerry Jones, who's going to get the last laugh?
No doubt. Nobody.
Nobody.
The answer is nobody.
Nobody gets the last laugh.
Last couple of seconds of overtime, Jordan Love sort of has a possibility to win the game.
Yeah.
And to go kick a field goal. Well, gosh darn it. Don't be anticlimactic. I guess this thing is not scripted.
It's not scripted. You know, as a player, you really hate to see overtime. But as a fan, watching the game and not as a player, it was funny as hell.
Wait, why do you hate overtime? I love overtime. That's when them big old offensive linemen, they got nothing left in the tank. And I prey upon those days.
Let me take the overtime back and say no tie games. That's what I meant. So
no tie game.
No tie game. No tie.
And as competitors, I don't want to know if we were just okay enough to tie. 40 points on the board each way. No, we got to figure this out. It's got to be a death turn somewhere in there. Like, just, all right, fine, go back to makers takers. You score again, and call it done.
Yeah. And those games tend to get you back later on in the season when you might need that wing to get into the playoff, and it's like
switch.
That tie kind of screwed you up a little bit.
No doubt. Especially they're both NFC teams. I mean, that'll irritate the heck out of me. Hey, let me ask you this. Especially with everything that's gone on, this age-old argument, turf or grass. Of course, you went to Pittsburgh for a number of years, so you know what grass is. You had the worst stadium in America with the old Raider stadium, and then the Cardinals who had grass. What do you prefer?
Well, it depends on the time of the year, because the thing about when we played in Pittsburgh, you had 3 different teams during November playing on that field. We would have home games. Pitt Panthers would have games, and then there would be some high school city championship games played on there. So pretty much there'll be no grass. It was just all dirt. And they would just place some type of green dye on the field. And so then if we did go to Baltimore, I did kind of appreciate playing on the turf a little bit, because our field was just beat up. So it's a little bit of both. I enjoy a little bit of both. I don't mind taking off those cleats and getting in those gym shoes and going out there playing a little bit.
You just Cowboys Packered me, bro. you just hit me with a tie. You hit me. I can see. No, I'm here for turf. I can practice in grass, but game day, I want the best footing. I'm tired of seeing people slip and fall, and the Packers at Pittsburgh. And, we remember playing again at Oracle. The terrible ass stadium over there in Oakland. Before they went to Vegas. I sprained my ACL. I don't have nothing positive to say about that thing. I had 1 foot on dirt, 1 foot on grass, and my legs split like I was on skis. And I said, yo, this is like, I had an ACL or MCL sprain my rookie year because of that field. Hate that field. Like, grass.
Go ahead.
Bro, grass is for offensive linemen. They love grass because it slows everybody down. I'm trying to see your best 11 versus my best 11 any given Sunday. And turf allows me to do so. Now, granted, it's not the MetLife turf, and I think that's still like the last remnants of Metro, like the Astro turf. That MetLife needs to be updated. This is 2025. There is all types of better synthetic turf out there. Do better.
Yeah, and going back to what you said about the Oakland Raiders, it was a baseball field, so you get a little bit of both, like right there in the middle. So I definitely experienced that when I tried to attack an offensive lineman. And you just on dirt, just sliding back, and he's getting the best of you. Yeah,
sliding. You go to plant, and your foot is out from underneath you, like, bro. Yeah. But even you go grass, man. It don't matter. You travel over grass, and you try really dig in your cleats. You got to have like different configurations of your cleats. They're like, oh, you got to go 2.5 inch and 1 3/4, or you got to have like, bro. I'm just trying to play my best. Like, you see me when I'm at my best. Exactly. You got to go play up in Chicago, Soldier Field, soddy ass field, like this 3-inch long grass. Like, they did this on purpose because they really are mid, so they're trying to even the playing field. And I get it, home field advantage. Everybody has to have their thing, but meet me on a good turf. Sadly say Buffalo, solid turf. Super outdated stadium, solid turf. Very amicable fans, solid turf, and I'm okay with that. See me when you see me.
Yeah, you didn't got used to playing in that nice dome controlled weather environment. You look out the window, rain, snow, no matter what, y'all don't even get snow. You know it's gonna be a great day when
It's
you
gonna
play.
be it's gonna be perfect condition. I'm trying to see what your quote unquote athletic fat guy, your offensive lineman, is gonna try to do. I'm trying to see your quarterback in the backfield. And at this point, I'm not even worried about offensive linemen because I really am more worried about mobile quarterbacks. This transition of your tail end of you playing versus where quarterbacks are now today, an mobile quarterback really doesn't exist. A slow quarterback is who? Aaron Rodgers, who can get shifty? Matthew Stafford, who wants to be a pocket quarterback, but he can still slide? There's no such thing as immobile quarterbacks. The long gone are the days of Ben Roethlisberger, of Tom Brady, of, Drew Brees, hey, I run a 5.0 so I can maybe possibly outrun a nose tackle. No. No, now you got guys like Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield. There's no name that you can't put a Spencer Rattler. There's no name you can't put out there that isn't a 4.8 or better guy.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Now with those new mobile quarterbacks, how does that change like the preparation throughout the week? Is it more complicated or is it more simplified?
You say complicated because now, of course, I want to know, I got to hear his snap count, see if he has one of those masterful snap counts. I got to know where he likes to, hike the ball to, where he likes to escape at. And that's always been the biggest thing, right? Like, with those big 6'5", towering quarterbacks, where they are. With these smaller, Kyler Murray types, you got 6'4", 6'6" offensive lineman, and now you got a 5 whatever quarterback. You lose him ASAP. So you got to be able to know his tendencies. And again, it's about knowing what quarterback you're going up against. Now am I rushing the spot or do I actually get to rush the offensive lineman? And more times than not, I'm rushing the spot. Offensive linemen, they're getting paid for being fat, and I love that for them. Good for you. In my mind, they're all max starts. Big old monstrosities that you can't teach. Andres Pete's,
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm rushing the quarterback. Oh, is he a guy who likes to half spin, take off to his left or right? Is he a guy who likes to go through the A-B gaps? He a guy who actually pats the ball. Oh, by Jesus, please pat this ball.
Hey, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
I love this your podcast, but
No, it's our good time.
all right, cool. What about the locker room now? I hear now like guys got like cell phones and stuff in there. Is that like a big thing now? Okay, how do you adjust to that? Because
you're showing your age. I remember this now because Antonio Brown was chastised and put downtrodden about going live in the Steelers locker room. I remember that, like, oh, he's going live, and they were making fun of Juju Schuster-Smith for Corvetting or dancing in the locker room or after wins or whatever that was. Well, it's a part of life. It's the evolution. Just like how guys used to fight over the playing music in the locker room or not, and you'd have some guys standing 10 toes down like, oh, you got to play music. That's how you get your juice flowing. Or you have the guys like, no, if you want to play music, put your headphones on. Just like that. Hey, bro, if you're gonna dance, go take your ass in a corner somewhere and stop being corny.
Right.
Like this guy's trying to get ready. I mean, it's a new way, like everybody at this point, everybody's got an angle. Everybody's got an idea that they can be, a reporter or like have this in or create followers, whatever that clout chasing situation is. Man, it's all sort of, no matter the technology, it's still the same mindset, like, right. Some guys is always going to be, it used to be the guys after the games when there was no cell phones, they used to be guys that have the shirt off and have all his chains on conveniently, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for media to come in. Now you just replace that with their phone, bro. They just doing it in a different way. So it's all the same. It's like the same mindset. You're all gonna have those super serious players. You're always gonna have the super goofy guys, and I'm somewhere in between. I just want to have fun. I'm not gonna be here for a long time. I'm not gonna play for another 20 years. But while I'm here, I'm gonna have the best time available. And in between the lines, I'm the most serious guy that can be because I want to win, and that's why it freaking sucks to freaking lose. I get there has to be a winner and loser, but I assume I'm going to win every time. So, you deal with it as such. I said, I'm too far removed for complete. I don't give a damn.
No, I think it's great though because just hearing about that and hearing you talk about that now, I just remember like opportunities I used to get, and I used to have cameras in the locker room. And sometimes people feel like you're not focused on football, and really guys are just cross branding and branding themselves while they in the league, getting ready for that transition after the league. So I love to see guys go in there. Definitely if they don't get into the way of how they play on the football field, let them do.
Hell, if not even looking at transition to out the league, it's more like while I'm here, I'm trying to create the biggest rivalry persona ever. We get done playing Atlanta, I'm talking trash about every player, coach ever associated with them. Because I'm like, I love that rivalry stuff. I love the idea that, you used to be able to talk trash, like reckless garbage to cats. You didn't have to worry about being mic'd up, or you didn't have to worry about, the fans hearing you. I'm not supposed to like this guy I'm punching in the mouth. Like you ain't never been like, man, hey, God bless you. Next play, brother. No. Well, you and your mama who created you, bro. Like, why we out in between the lines, bro? I'm not here for none of that. I want all smoke. Like, that was a good route. I'm not congratulating on you. Like, that was a good move. If a running back juked me, I'm like, ooh, that was a good move. Your ass lucky you ain't go to this outside where I was, because I was about to tag you.
Yeah.
I'm not here for all these niceties, bro. Like, could you imagine you get a sack and you just gotta be like, hey, good job, brother?
No way.
No.
You dreamed of that opportunity to talk to the NFL.
You worked so hard for it. I worked my ass off the off season. I killed myself during season. It's for that pure moment of after I beat this offensive lineman, I smack your quarterback. I may talk to the whole O-line. Go on down. Stop helping your man. You trash. That's why I beat your ass. Hey, your quarterback getting broken because of you. Like, I'm talking all that. Speaking of this, I've been asking around who is, like, I bring up Atlanta all the time because I hate them. Who is the Pittsburgh Steelers rivalry? Because depending on who you ask, it's the Browns, it's the Ravens. Like, the AFC, like, y'all just be hating everybody, and I don't have that kind of energy. Who is y'all rivals?
I mean, I wouldn't say we hate everybody. I think everybody hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's just me. I think just because we was always known for hard hitting, just the history of the team, the identity of the team, the identity of the fans in the town. And when I was playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, every time we went on the road, no matter where we went, it was sold out. It was packed. It was always a hard hitting game. Like, the team that we watched on the film the week before, not the same team playing the Steelers today. So every game felt like a rivalry. But if I had to like pinpoint it out, it would have to probably, damn.
I told you, I hate everybody.
It would have to be either the Baltimore Ravens or a Cleveland Browns. And because it's just so close. I think in Cleveland sometimes it's kind of a split because we got a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans down there. And the Browns fans really come out, but the Browns wasn't necessarily playing as good during that time when we was there. So the rivalry's kind of lopsided. But when it came to like the Baltimore Ravens, that both teams was very identical from their defense to our defense, their offense, our offense. So it was always usually like a low scoring game and hard hitting game. And it was trash talking all week, from the moment when we got off the plane. It was just, I have to say the Baltimore Ravens. If I had to pick one, the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens, good old Baltimore.
Yeah.
How do you feel about players leaving like your team to go to a rivalry team? Like, the Steelers right now. What someone should say, Patrick McQueen drafted by the Ravens, and now is a stalwart over there at Steelers. Just you've seen Joe Hayden go from the Browns to the Steelers. It doesn't sit well with me. Like, if Cam Jordan never donned an Atlanta Falcons jersey, I'd throw up.
But you gotta think about it now, Cam. Like you said, you sound old. Now let me put you on the new school stuff. A lot of these players start off in college and high school. They jump from team to team to team, playing with the rival, teaming up against the rival, don't want to compete against them. So ain't no loyalty no more.
Is that
it's
true?
About-
I ain't never seen a Michigan player go to Ohio State or Ohio State player go to Michigan.
I seen a Michigan player go to Ohio State.
Really?
A Michigan player went to Ohio State, and then Ohio State coach is now at Michigan.
Mm.
So I think it's changed a lot. The rivalry, in some cases, is not the same because a lot of the players don't grow up in the rivalry.
Bro,
And
that's crazy. I stopped being a Vikings fan the moment Brett Favre went to the Vikings.
there you go.
I'm not this is sacrilegious. I said no. I refuse to partake. I was born in Eden Prairie. I left when I was 4, but my daddy was a Vikings. I was born to be a Vikings fan. And the moment I saw that with weak ass 4 in the purple and gold, I said, no, sir. No, sir. We're not doing this. Nope. No, Cam is gonna be really good.
Ain't no loyalty no more, Cam. It's about the money. Who gonna pay you and give you an opportunity? And that's where you gonna go.
I go home. I go home. Atlanta say, hey, Cam, we got 45 a year for you. I'll be like, hey, I'm taking my talents to the crib. What I can't do is talk all this trash for the last 14, 15 years, and you gonna come. No, I hate you too much. That's okay.
They might come, Cam. That they might pop up, Cam.
They will never. Coaching days, coaching, possibly. But
were you go coach there?
No, Jesus, no. But I'd say possibly. If my son, thank Jordan, was playing for the Falcons, I'd have to have some inner talks with myself and be okay with it. If my son decides to go to college and goes to the weakest university in Northern California, aka Stanford, I'd have to have some serious talks with myself. It's a great school. It's for academics. It's your son. It's not you. Stop holding personal grudges. But that's who I am. I'm Petty LaBelle. I believe in beef, bro. I believe in beefs, like rap beefs, R&B beefs, football beefs. I believe in all of them. Let's bring in new beginnings. The first ever game played in Dublin, Ireland. Steelers beat the Vikings 24-20. How do you feel about it? What does that mean for the game? International in dub.
I mean, I think it means a lot. Definitely for the Steelers, that's one of our territories with the Rooney family having ties from there. So I think it was great for the players to go down there and experience that. I had an opportunity to experience that a couple of times when we played in London. But seeing how the game has grown over the years, it just seemed like it was a lot of excitement. The fans was in the game. And I think overall, it was a great game on and off the field. Just watching everything from the experience that the different things that the Steelers was doing and having a bunch of former players over there. I think it's something that we're going to just see more and more and more on.
Man, I mean, as this international game expands, it's pretty dope to think about how far NFL really reaches. Yeah, I played him in London games as well. And it's like, that's cool, but everybody speaks English. To go now, be able to go to Brazil, now to go, Ireland, Germany games. I think there's a French game coming up next season. Bro, there's so many possibilities. And I'm like, eventually, we may get one of them European expansion joints.
We might.
I don't think Central Europeans are built to play American football, but you've seen them. They're built for soccer.
And just thinking about, my experience of being over there, I had an opportunity to be over there with the Steelers. One year we went to London and played the Minnesota Vikings as the away team, which we was only over there for about 2 or 3 days. But then a few years after that, I had an opportunity to go with the Oakland Raiders, and we were the home team, and we stayed over there for a week. And we stayed at some historical hotel that was probably built in the 1800s. I didn't sleep good all week.
Not it. Okay.
Yeah, not it.
So you would prefer the 2-3 days?
I prefer the 2 or 3 days. The week now depends on where you stay. Like I said, we stayed at that historical hotel from the 80s. I can't do that.
The 1800s. Yeah. They had the ye old wooden bed. No,
it was food. You walking down those hallways. I mean, some of us, we was on group text like, "Hey man, you up? Yeah, I'm up, man. I can't sleep." Man, it was one of them. It was one of them weeks.
Hate that for you. Hate that for you. We played and we played up in London twice, and I think we went up about a week early. A week is perfect. Let your body acclimate. And we played Miami one year, and it was like they flew in that Thursday or Friday to play Sunday. Maybe flew in Thursday, got in there Friday to play Sunday. And we knew we had more stamina than them. Like, we're like, oh, they're tired. They're not sleeping well. Like, they haven't acclimated. You go 10 hours across a flight, you need more than 1 or 2 nights.
True.
But, you know.
Because when I in the day we came in with the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was rough on us. Those 2 days are also rough because just to get adjusted to that time zone, we got off that plane and Coach Tomlin, for some reason, we had a full team meeting. And a bunch of guys was late because we got to the hotel room and everybody passed out. It takes a lot out of you. So for both teams,
No doubt.
it definitely takes a lot out of.
Man, but I feel like Mike Tomlin always has the teams geared to go somehow, some way. The man has never had a losing season. That's absurd. You know,
Coach. Oh, my bad.
No, finish it.
I thought you were asking me a question when you gave me that pause.
I was about to, but hey, please take off. I didn't give it time.
Coach Tomlin is always been great. I mean, I had an opportunity. I was one of his his second draft. Lawrence Timmons was the first draft pick, and I was the second draft pick. But getting there in Pittsburgh, it was great being with Coach Tomlin. At that time, I think he was maybe 37, 38 years old as a head coach. So he was young, he was fun, he was realistic. He was somebody that you can always go and talk to and have a conversation with. And we still have that relationship to this day. You know, anytime that Coach Tomlin comes up here to the Michigan Pro Day game here in Ann Arbor, he always called me. We go out to eat and break bread. So a relationship is still there. And people respect him because he's just a realistic coach. And you don't know until you put on that black or gold. The real black or gold. I have the opportunity.
That is a black and mustard yellow. That is a Heinz yellow at best, sir. There is nothing gold about that except the saying that you guys want to be black and gold. In fact, the song goes black and yellow, black and yellow. They are not talking about the New Orleans Saints. We are black and gold. Yeah, you guys are very Bumblebee colors. You've seen those retro jerseys.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Y'all stadium get live when that band play. Yeah, but anyway,
we're enclosed, bro. None of our noise escape.
Yeah,
you know? Pittsburgh Steelers fans are like, you know, they're happy to be involved. Like they're traditionally excited to be a Steelers fan, and I love that.
Well, one thing about the Steelers is when I moved down there to Pittsburgh, it's everybody bleed black and yellow. You can't go anywhere without seeing sucking Pittsburgh. I've never been in a city where you don't see the opposite team. The only thing you see is Pittsburgh, the Pirates, the Panthers, the Pink. You know, you don't see anything else. And that's one thing that I love about the city of Pittsburgh. You know, they treated the players, they treated us like family. The organization was like family. Mr. Rennie was somebody who always just had his doors open. You would go in and talk to him at any given time. He was always willing to help you. Mr. Rooney walked to the stadium. Everything about that organization was just family. You know, from the players to the staff to the cooks to the janitors. You know, we all knew each other. It was a real family. That's why a lot of guys when they're done playing, they move back to Pittsburgh because it becomes home to them. If I wasn't here in Detroit, I'll be back in Pittsburgh. You know, that's my second home. And it's always love when you walk into that building. Whenever you see Coach Tomlin go to any of the games, it's always love. It's like being around your family again. So that's one thing I can appreciate about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin going to be there for a long time. So
for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it about him that, you know, just keeps the winning happening in Pittsburgh? Coach Tomlin, again, never had a losing season. What is it that makes him so great at being this even kill, always going to have a successful season regardless of adversity? Quarterbacks go down. You draft a rookie quarterback. You know, players go down. Whatever the insert is, it never takes them too far off the mark.
Yeah, I think with Coach Tomlin, I think it's just, first I just think, like I said, it's the identity of the Pittsburgh Steelers, that Coach Tomlin coming in there and embracing that identity and going out there finding the coaching staff and the type of players that we need. We've always been good with finding players in the draft that nobody thinks to go out there and form of Coach Tomlin, it was always been able to identify those different players. So when one guy literally go down, here comes the next guy. Russell Wilson in the lead, here come Aaron Rodgers. You know, when people think, oh, why do we get Aaron Rodgers? But when you get with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Tomlin, you know, he can help take your career to a whole nother level. And, you know, that's what we're starting to see. And I think one of our outside linebacker, Highsmith is down as well. And number 51, I think his name is Herbert. He's been coming in on the opposite side a lot. He's been playing pretty good. So I think our identity about our defense is playing hard, and they playing that Coach Tomlin defense.
Man, I say you guys always have a solid front seven too. Like it was you, it was Big Debo, then all of a sudden it's TJ, then it's Highsmith, and you talk about the interior back when was it Kegel back in the Kiesel back in the day with that big old thick beard.
Yeah.
Man, you guys have always had some random just dog in the middle, bro. Now you got Cam Hayward, who's been anchoring that thing for the last decade and a half. I mean, just the idea that it's like you guys mold defense attitude first and then have an edgy offense, you know?
Yeah, I think that as a Pittsburgh Steelers, they've always did a good job of like connecting the history, and it's always some player that was tied to the identity from back in the day. When you look at Cam Hayward, he played with, like you said, myself, Greg Keys or Casey Hampton, Aaron Smith, James Harrison. When you look at those guys, they played with Joey Porter. They'll play with Jason Gilder. So it's always some type of connection to the history where there's somebody on the team that helps that identity of the team there. And so when they need that identity, just sticks around. And that's what you kind of said with Cam Hayward, because he's been around for a long time, and now you got TJ Watt, and now is going to continue to pass on.
Right. But I'll say, after Cam Hayward, it ain't getting too gritty after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's guys that are gritty. TJ a little bit more finesse, but I can see the mentality's gritty. I understand that part.
See, the thing is, we got a bunch of Cam Haywards. We not a bunch of Cam Haywards.
There's not a man. That is one. There's only one 6'5.5", 6'6", 330-pound nose tackle, D end. That's moving. That's still going like that. You can't make those.
Let me take that back. We got in Pittsburgh, we breed a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
So when you out there in the field in Pittsburgh, you got 10 dogs lining to you. Which you know what I'm saying? So when you go out there and play, you got a bunch of people with the same type of pedigree that's gonna go out there and get the job done. And that's what I think we always had in Pittsburgh. Like when I got there, it was like, man, I'm playing with a bunch of dogs. And then they hit a dog. So now y'all can go out there and really compete.
You got to pack a hunting dog. It takes you what? Your second year, you go to the Super Bowl. 43, Lord. I mean, tell me about it. You tell me.
That was my breakout year. That was my second year in the league. My first year in the league, I had six sacks off 85 snaps as a rookie. And and then I had an opportunity my second year to become a full-time starter. And I had an opportunity to join a bunch of great players that was on that defense. And I know I had to come in there and prove that I belonged on that defense. And I knew that I could prove that I belonged on that defense because, I ain't just feeling no harm. But, coming from college, I stacked up a lot of awards, a lot of great things before I left there. And same thing in high school. So I had been doing this for a long time. Then it was just coming to this level and proving that I belong at this level. And my first week started, I was the AFC Player of the Week. I got first career. I got a sack. I got my first career interception. And, I was just out there just doing what I got to do to help the team win, to get the respect from other players on the team, like, Aaron Smith who had been there for a long time. And, I think I ended that season with 11.5 sacks, and I got 6 more in the playoffs.
2 in the Super Bowl.
2 in the Super Bowl.
With the game-ending strip sack on Kurt Warner in the Super Bowl, ruined my, me being, I say I was born in Minnesota, but I'm from Arizona. You know what I'm saying? You ruined my hometown's team. Saw Larry Fitz take one to the crib, and I was like, yo. And then I saw LaMarr Wood. I was like, I know him. Sack strip at the end of the game.
Yes, sir.
The play is crazy. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Hey, that was a movie moment, man. That was one of the movie moments for a guy that's I think I was 23 at the time, and you come to the sideline and you have Coach Tomlin saying, "Hey, Wood, we need you to make a play." Like, you need me to make a play? Like, yeah, whatever, coach. And to go out there and get that sack force fumble to help win the game, man, that was like a dream come true. Your second year being in the league, and already a Super Bowl champion. 17 and a half sacks in the year.
Ain't bad. But hey, and in that game, both edges showed up because Big Debo, James Harrison, took the longest interception in Super Bowl history to the crib, 99.
Yeah.
And I said, Lord Jesus on fire, he going. I was like, ain't no way. Somebody's got to walk him down because you ain't never said he was the fastest. But that's why y'all got a whole bunch of dogs. So he grizzled his way through. Broke 4 tackles. Almost got walked down by offensive lineman at the end. I said, hey, get it done.
And you got to think about that play like all week long. Coach LeBeau was just kind of telling us like, we was kind of bullshitting in practice a little bit. And Coach LeBeau was like telling us like, we're going to need a defensive play to help us win this game. We're going to need a big defensive play to win this game. And Arizona, they was moving the ball down the field. And on that play right there, me and Jones we both supposed to run. But him being the veteran, he can make his own call. Me being a second year player, I don't do what they tell me to do. Wow. And he made the right call. And I just remember as I was in there Russia, all I hear is a crowd. And I look, and I seen James has the ball. And so when I turned around to block somebody, I looked at Kurt Warner, and I was like, before the shot, I looked at Kurt Warner, and I was like, I got a shot of tackling James Harrison. Let me turn and find somebody else. So when I turned and looked for somebody else, I seen the running back, I think his name was Primetime or anything. So I gave him a little push, like, here it is. And I looked back, and Jones is still running. I'm like, oh, I got one more push. That's all I got. I got one more push in the time. And I run, and I just leaned and pushed him out the way. James jumped over me. And when you look back at that play, you see me laying on the ground looking like, go, James, go.
You do it for us.
Man, that was a great play. That was a great team effort. That was a great decision by James to drop back, secure the ball, and not give it to the shade over 26 who was trying to take the ball from him. Kept the ball in his hand and kept running.
Well, that's just selfish. Give it to the DB, man. Give it to the DB. Hey, within 5 yards, he got left by 5 yards. So give it to the DB, man.
If the DB would have got the ball, there was no way the blocking would have been set up like that.
Timing would have been off.
Yeah, the time would have been on. The shades way faster. So
no doubt.
That was a great play.
Man, and then then you have ultimate success with the Steelers going from that, and you end up with Oakland. We end up having the same head coach, Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen started off his first head coach job over at Oakland when that was low key, like all the old heads was going there. When you see too many old heads travel over to a team, you're like, oh, hey, you can have one or two. You can't have 5, 6, 7. Like, all these acquisitions. All right, let's see. How was that? It was a short time, but tell me how was it having DA as a head coach, if you remember, because he was there for half a season by that time before he got released and ended up, moving on.
Yeah, I got hurt, so I see he'll cut just as short as his. But overall for me, it was just a different experience because I'm coming from the Pittsburgh Steelers, here on the Midwest, East Coast, and I have to travel way out to the West Coast. It was just a different environment for myself and for the team because Oakland was still trying to rebuild themselves and we were trying to find our identity. But we just couldn't get it done. We just couldn't get it done at the time. But I think overall, my experience there was great. I built some great relationships, and I had a chance to see that Oakland Raiders fan base that people talk about it and not being on the opposite side, but actually being part of the Grand Cold. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time at Oakland. even though it was short-lived, I enjoyed that time.
Mm. So it's the Bay Area. It's not a bad time to be had now, city-wise.
Now, I wasn't out in the city. I lived way in Pleasanton, so I was probably about
You was through the tunnel?
yeah,
Oh,
man.
no. Oh,
Yeah, I was about
no.
30, 40 minutes away.
That's what I'm saying, so far.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something, man.
You from the Sag Nasty. I don't expect that from you.
I've never experienced traffic like that in Oakland. 7 days a week. 7 days a week, every hour on the hour. Unbelievable. Man.
You try to get over the bridge, it's crazy. Hey, you can try to get to the tunnel, get to Pleasanton? Yeah, big fella, you did that to yourself. You didn't scout the area. You thought everywhere was like Detroit and Pittsburgh, where there's only 200,000 people in the whole state. No.
And I didn't look at the taxes. That's high as hell out there. God damn.
It'll break you.
I should have thought about the taxes, the cost of the interview. I signed out here.
Hey, who are you telling? I mean, long before there was NIL in college, I was at Cal with gas was $5 a gallon. I said, guess we got to get on this scooter. We can't get in the car.
Oh, wait, man.
Rent is $2,700. Our check is only $900. This is gonna take all three of us to do this. The struggles was real, man.
Y'all had the real struggle because y'all didn't have the money at that time.
I had zero money. We trying to make it. We had to make it. College created my struggle.
Yeah. But the good thing for me, I had a little experience of kind of being out there in the Bay Area because, me and Marshawn, a good friend. So I was out there attending this football pass every year. So I had someone with a profoundly out there in Hooper. So it made it comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, your career ends after you play with the Cardinals. But after that, you transition to media. I didn't see you with the Tackle My Ride. I got to be a part of one episode with John Jenkins back in the Gap. I was like, this is LaMarr Woodley production. I'm in that thing, absolutely. And then of course, like where did that take you? Like, how did you get there? How do you go from always being in front of the camera to the man behind the camera with the Area 56 Entertainment?
Man, that journey kind of started when once I got to the league, and I signed with my agency company, Rebecca. You know Rebecca, because y'all still work together.
Absolutely, and that's Rebecca, my manager.
She knew that I wanted to get my face out there outside of football. And she did a great job of marketing, getting me out there, getting me showcased and getting opportunities. So where I've been a baller, did two seasons of that. And I've done so many things I can't think. I've been on South Park. I've been on a couple of different things. And I remember I was talking to Rebecca before we did the show, Talking on Ride, and I had to go audition for her. And she said, I got this real cool show for you. You want to do it? He said, cars. You know what the thing about cars? I'm like, I don't know about cars besides driving. I couldn't tell you what kind of any of those things. So I auditioned for the show and I got the opportunity. And me doing that show for 2 seasons really gave me an inside look of not just being the host, but how the production was and what it takes for the production to get off the ground and go. And I was answering questions. I was talking to the producers. I was in school. This was a lot of time to really be in school and learn what's going on. And after I got off that show, I said, man, I'm standing behind this camera. I don't want to be in front of I'm a creator. I've been a creator my my entire life. If you go back on YouTube, man, and type in the LaMarr Woodley Show, you would see me starting the first podcast in 2011 and 12, where I did a show called the LaMarr Woodley Show, and I produced my show every week at different locations. I had the co-host. I did an opening for the show that I created. I had an artist from Atlanta produce original music for our opening, so I don't have any copyrights. If you go back, I produced that whole show. And that was back in 2011 and 2012. And at that time, I decided to walk away from doing radio and TV shows in Pittsburgh because I wanted to do my own thing. And I wanted to showcase my own talent and who I am and what I do. Because sometimes when we get on these radio shows, they didn't want your talent to show. They want to kind of keep you down a little bit. So that's what made me start producing my own show called the LaMarr Woodley Show. And I did 8 episodes of that in Pittsburgh. I didn't get paid for it. I put it on YouTube. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew I learned to do my own thing. And pretty much from that journey started back in 2012. I just started the independent route and just kind of kept going. And going back to talking on Ryan, that was a little bit just like a real experience for me, not me putting up my own.
Absolutely. And that's inspiration. The aspirations turn to inspirations. I mean, to think about back in the gap like that, 2011, 2012, the world frowned upon vlogs. We talked about Ian Tanner Brown going live. We talked about whatever. But like if you documented it was like you're taking away from football. Instead of, no, I can give my all in between the lines and still be the man that made me who I am in between the lines. We're not different people. We're the same person. You don't just walk and chew bubblegum. You walk, chew bubblegum, talk to somebody, say hello, go to the store. And it's okay to do multiple things.
Facts.
As long as it doesn't take away from the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing.
And the main thing gonna eventually come to an end. And that's what I was preparing for. You know, if the NFL gonna get everything out of me, I gotta make sure I do some cross branding so I have a little bit of me with this money and my career when I leave. And just going back to film real quick, I was in a film school since 2024. There's a film school in Troy, Michigan called Motion Pictures Institute. It's an in-person class, 4 days a week, 6:30 to 10:30. I was in night school for the last year, and I just graduated last week. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, ain't no joke. Congratulations.
Yeah, you know, and I went back to school because I understand production from a producer part on the top, but I wanted to understand what every job does from the bottom. You know, what the PA does, you know, the second AC. You wanted to learn all the positions. So now it ultimately made me a better leader now when I'm doing Area 56 in my production, because I can put the whole show together. Not like sometimes you get somebody putting the bread up. Well, I can put the bread up, I can write it, I can produce it, pick the locations, pick the actors, know how much it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
So that's what I went back to school for, man. I'm a producer now.
That's the entire package.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my own camera equipment. I got my own lights.
Cameras.
I got my own sound.
Damn them cameras. What they don't tell you about a camera after you buy the camera, it's the lenses. It's the different lenses that tax your ass. Like that. Whew. Wife thought out.
That's why you gotta go to film school.
No,
I went to film school and I learned about all the lenses and the prime lenses and everything that I need to buy for my cameras, and what type of cameras that you need to buy, what type of sound equipment, what type of lights that you need. So if I had to get up and go right now, my equipment right here, we can get up and go shoot the right now.
On the ready.
I'm already ready.
Area 56, entertainment.
Thank you, yeah, baby. We moving, and I've been having some great opportunities to work with some different people. I worked with professional fighter Carissa Shields out of Flint, Michigan, a boxer.
Yeah.
When she did her boxing match here in Detroit, we filmed her whole behind the scenes when she was preparing for her fight. I done some stuff with Kevin Hart's comedian William Spangford. We went on an 8-city tour with him and produced some stuff. I did some stuff with Steph Curry's trainer. So I just been slowly building this up.
Portfolio.
And I'm independently building this up, man. And it's fun. It's like football. I'm having fun with this shit, man. It's my hobby and my new career path.
No doubt. Yeah. I can't wait to see where that takes you, man. It's been amazing for me just to witness some of this growth, bro. Like just knowing you for so long, being able to see this, I got nothing but the highest respect for you. I appreciate you tapping in with the pod. I thank you, Lamar, for everything. Big dog, from the OG advice you gave me from back in 2011 to just watching you work. The Super Bowl champion you are, the man, the family man you are, the producer that you will be, critically acclaimed one day, I'm sure. I thank the listeners for tapping in with Off the Edge, the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, all podcast platforms, and the NFL YouTube page. Check us out.